If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. And if you are new, welcome. My name is Amira. And today I wanted to play around with a little bit of new makeup, old makeup, more like newish. These aren't things that I've bought super recently. They're relatively new to my collection. But I wanted to play with a few things. I had mentioned in a couple of videos about maybe using this new Fashion Fair cream to powder foundation for you guys, and you guys mentioned that you wanted to see this. And then of course, you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, you know. So I want to use this on camera. I have used it a handful of times off camera, so I already have opinions about this, which I will get into later. And then I have a few things that I bought a while ago and I have used a couple times. Again, this is a liquid highlighter from Liss Beauty. And then I have some old things. We're just going to mix it up. We're going to mix them up, play with them. I'll give you my thoughts on some of these things. A lot of these things are, well, not a lot of them, but half of them are things that sort of made it through declutter. I have a couple of declutter videos coming up next week, mainly like my bronzers and my blushes. And I'm using a few things that survived that declutter because I just want to revisit them. You know how when you're decluttering and you're swatching things and you're looking at things, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about these. I love these. That's kind of where I'm at. So I just want to like revisit those things a little bit. So let's get into it. I have primed my face. I usually don't use primer, as you guys know, but because I'm using a powder foundation, I wanted to give myself a little bit of glow, a little bit of hydration. So I used my Laneige Glowing Makeup Serum, which survived my primer declutter. I want to use that up this year. And I've done my brows because I always do my brows off camera. If you really ever want to know what I'm using, these are my brow products. I use the Anastasia Brow Wiz in medium brown, and then I go in with the Lime Crime Bushy Brow Stronghold Gel. And I use Baby Brown, which is kind of light, but I don't mind that because I'm using other eyebrow products that are a little bit darker, so it kind of evens out. And then I use the Bushy Brow Pen in the shade Smoky. So yes, I use 3 brow products, but it's kind of, this is just like the system that works for me and gives me the brows that I enjoy, which are kind of like, they're a little bit shaped, but they're just fuller. And yeah, so that's what's on my brows. My eyelids are primed with my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base. So let's get into it, guys. Alright, so I am using the Fashion Fair Cream to Powder Foundation in the shade Honey Child. And this is what it looks like. I just stabbed my fingernail in it. But yeah, that's that's what it looks like. It has a little thingy in it, which is why it keeps popping up. I don't use these, but we'll see. I might try it today. So I'm just going to dip into this now. I have used this before. I used it once before. I wasn't that like blown away by it, but I'll just use this for now. It's a little bit warm for me. And let me zoom you guys in a bit more so you can kind of see. It's a little bit warm for me. Just a tad, not like a ton. Just a tad. The finish is supposed to be sort of like a, I guess like a natural satin, natural matte finish. But I do find that over time, you can get a little oily. So, but we're gonna give it a shot. I'm just gonna put a little bit. I don't take my foundation all the way up to my hairline generally because I just don't like the look of that. It looks kind of mask-like to me. Alright. The coverage on this, I feel like it's not like super full, but it's not like sheer. Like you could probably build it up, but this is probably all I'm gonna put on my face because I don't like a lot of foundation on my face. It's just not my jam. Alright, that looks okay. Yeah, that looks alright. Okay, so then I'm gonna go in with my Kosas, I think this is called the Creamy Something Bendy. I always get the name of this mixed up with another concealer, but I know that it's supposed to be super creamy. This concealer I've been using for the past few days. I've been doing a sort of no foundation look lately where I use just concealer and I just kind of lightly apply it and then blend it out. And I usually use like a flat brush like this to blend it out, and I've been really liking that. But what I've been doing is going in with a more like natural satin, natural matte, more full coverage concealer, kind of like the I've been using the Pat McGrath Sublime Perfection concealer, and I've been using that to sort of blend out over my face lightly. And then I go in with this one under my eyes specifically, just to get like a nice light natural coverage under my eyes, and I've really been liking that. If you guys want to see that technique, like my no foundation makeup technique, let me know in the comments. I will be more than happy to film that for you guys. Today I've decided I'm not going to use powder, only because this is a cream to powder foundation. It is really cold and really dry here today, and I really don't want to have like that much powder on my face, even though my own skin type is more like normal to oily. This time of year, it's pretty much just normal, and I've noticed that when I've been powdering, I'm getting a little bit of like just dryness like right here on my skin. And I also am using tretinoin. I'm on tretinoin, so that is probably adding to the dryness factor with the cold and dry air. And so I'm just going to be skipping actual face powder today to set my face. I'm just going to let it live, y'all. I'm just going to let it live and see how it does. That's actually really pretty. I have been really trying to give this concealer a try. I mentioned in my concealer declutter, and I think that I posted that already, that I really needed to try this more and see how I felt about it. And so far, because I've been mixing it with the Pat McGrath concealer, I've really been liking it, and I like it with this foundation. I think it's really pretty. All right, now let's do highlighter. And this highlighter is the Liss Beauty Fearless Aim High Fearless Multi-Use Liquid Highlighter in Aim High. This is super dark, guys. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought this, and I'll swatch it for you so you can see. This is not my color. And there's only 3 colors for this liquid highlighter, and the other 2 just felt too frosty for me. So this is what this one looks like. It's super dark. I think this would look so beautiful on deeper skin tones. I'm gonna do like my blush and everything and see if I want to use this. It might not wind up getting used just based on like how my face is looking, and if I feel like this would leave a bit of a cast. We'll see. I brought it over just in case. I'm like, let's just try it out. So now I'm gonna go in with my favorite cream bronzer, which is the Nars Sunkissed Bronzing Cream. This is limited edition. I think they still have the other shade, which I think is Casino, and that's the deeper shade, which is technically supposed to be my shade. But again, if you guys have been watching my videos, you know that I don't really love super what's the word I'm looking for? I don't really love super warm highlighters. I tend to like ones that are almost like contours, just a bit more neutral. I just think it works better for my skin tone because of my golden undertones. When I use things that are really, really warm, it can look very orange. It can get very orange very quickly on me. So I just use this, and I like the shade on my skin tone. I know some people will think it's a little too gray for me, but you know, it's what I like. You know, what can I say? And I'm going to do my little bronzing layering technique, I think, today. Because I have this one, but I also brought over my old Cover FX one that I also really like. Should I do that? Should I do that? Do I need to do that? No, we're going to leave it because that is a powder product. So I think I'm going to stick with cream since I'm not setting my face. Alright, so next up is the Fenty Cream This is called like the Cheeks Out. Yeah, Cheeks Out Cream Blush in Rose Latte. And this survived my declutter that I don't think has gone up yet. Probably not. I think that's probably going to go up either this weekend or next week. But this survived my declutter, and I really forgot how much I love this shade of blush. It's got a nice sheen to it. It's got a natural sheen to it, which if I don't do highlighter, I might just leave this be, because as you can see, it kind of has this glow to it that's so pretty that I really, really love. But yeah, I'm kind of moving in slow-mo, guys, with my my declutters. I was hoping to be finished with them, but it's been taking me longer because I don't want to just post a bunch of declutters back to back to back. I kind of want to give you guys a break and give you content that's, you know, a little bit different, you know, where you get to see my face. It's one of the reasons why I decided to just keep my foundation declutter, the one that I filmed that's me just talking to you guys and showing you my foundations. I decided not to just film like a traditional type of overhead declutter, because I'm like, well, I don't want it to just be, you know, a bunch of videos of just my hands, you know. That's very blushed, but you know, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. All right. We'll see. I don't know if I need highlighter. I actually really like the way that looks. Honestly, I haven't been wearing traditional highlighter very much lately. I've really been using things that have like a natural glow to them, so I just feel like I don't need traditional highlighter. But that's just kind of where I'm at. And I go through phases with, I feel like we all do. I go through phases with my makeup style and my makeup, you know, preferences and tastes. And right now I'm just not in the powder highlighter mood. I haven't been pretty much this whole winter. And maybe I'll feel differently once the season changes and gets a little warmer, gets, you know, a little bit, you know, more humid out. Then I'll probably want to use powder products. But right now I've really just been loving using creams. All right, so we're going to use this beautiful baby now. Now, I've used this, I want to say 3 times now since I got it. Guys, this is a really nice palette. I'm so glad I purchased it. I know that it's not groundbreaking. I know that it's kind of a boring color story in the sense of like, these are shades that I could probably dupe out. But the formula is so nice. And what I love, what I've been doing the most, is taking this shade here, putting it in my crease, taking this shade, which is a kind of like a metallic, but it blends out like a satin, and I can use it to deepen my outer corner. It blends out beautifully. And then taking this shade and putting it on my lid. So I might do that today. I haven't really played with any of these other shades yet. That's the only thing. You know what, let's play with some new shades. I'm going to incorporate some of the same ideas that I had, or same techniques that I've been using with this, but I'm just going to introduce some other shades. I'm thinking these greens I might introduce, but I still want to incorporate this shade and that shade. So let's do that. Let me wipe off my hands. All right, let's go in with this top matte shade that I've been using in my crease lately. And what I've loved about this palette is that it just feels very effortless. I have been using this most days when I'm just wanting to look pretty and I don't want to do a whole lot. I can pop some of the shades in this palette on my eyes and it looks like I really put some effort into it, even though I really didn't, and I really enjoy that. I've been using this and then just doing my little no foundation technique lately. All right, let me swatch this and see how dark it is. It's pretty. Will this work on my outer corner? Let's find out, shall we? Let's do a little. I'm going to use my Rusher 13. This is I love this. If you have hooded eyes or smaller eyes, this brush is amazing. it's just tiny and it can really get in there and you can really do detail work. So let's go into this green. It's kind of powdery. Let's see what I get here. Let's see if it gives me enough of what I need to, like, yeah, okay. Alrighty then. That's working just fine. This is only the second Nars palette I've ever used or ever purchased. I have the, I keep wanting to call it the Afterglow, but I think it's, is it Afterglow? I think it's either Afterglow or After Hours, but it's like that, it's like a pinky peachy palette that they came out with in, I want to say 2019, maybe late 2019, early 2020. I think late 2019. And I wasn't like amazed by it. Like, it's pretty. I still own it. I haven't I haven't sat down to really do my eyeshadow declutter yet. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm kind of been dreading that. I have, because I own so many eyeshadow palettes. It's probably gonna be 2 videos. It's not gonna be like a massive declutter. So I just want to preface that. Like, I'll preface it in the video, but I'll also say it now, that if you're looking for me to be like, you know, those videos that are like half the collection gone, like, no, no. Mainly because the way I declutter twice a year, and I don't do like massive declutters like that. I just kind of declutter, you know, twice a year, see where I'm at. Some things will never leave my collection. I mean, never say never, but I just don't see certain things leaving my collection. That one I don't know about. I don't think it's going to. There are certain shimmers in there that I just love, and I kind of like having that as a reference point for this palette and maybe other NARS palettes that I may purchase in the future, that I can really kind of look at and go, Now I'm thinking I want to use this shade just right here. We'll see how this goes. I just want a little bit more. Honestly, I just want to use this shade because I love it so much. It's such a nice shade. It kind of reminds me, honestly, of how Pat McGrath's metallics work really well as satins when you buff them out. And this one kind of functions the same way. Ben, do you want to come in? Okay, hold one moment. Let me let the cat in. All right, sit down. Go on. Take a load off. I don't know how even those are, but, you know, some days I'm just like, okay, whatever. All right, I'm going to go in with the green, and I'm going to wet my brush. I'm using a Refer number 12, which is my go-to for metallics and like glitters and things like that. I love this brush. So just take a little bit of that. Oh, that was a lot. I picked up a lot of the brush. Wow. I wonder how creamy this is on its own. The other shimmers are pretty, the other shimmer that I've used is a little more on the dry side. This kind of picked up pretty creamy, so let us see. Oh, okay. And I usually just I'm going to do my regular style here. I mean, I feel like we all have like that go-to look that we do when we do our makeup, or eye shape that we do. Mine is like the faux cut crease. It looks nice. It's easy for me. It looks like I put effort in, even if I haven't. You know, I enjoy it. I'm only going to take that to here because I think I'm going to put a lighter shade in my inner corner. So I'm not taking it all the way down, but I'm taking it like most of the way down. Hopefully you can see that. Pick up a little bit more. Grab my brush one more again. Are you happy now, sir? Okay. He just wanted to come in and be with Mama. Hang out. All right. I also like to make sure, because I have hooded eyes, that I kind of bring it up just a bit higher so that you can actually see it even when my eyes are completely open. Yeah, that's pretty. I don't know, guys. So far, I'm really happy with my decision to pick this palette up. I'm glad that I like really thought about it and waited, but I'm also really glad that I just decided to do it. Now, which shade should I use on my the inner half of my lid? So this is the one that I've been using the most. So maybe I should use this one. Let's see. I mean, this one's just slightly deeper. I think I'm going to go in with this, and I might just put this in my inner corner, like just here, but I'll put this one on that other 1/3 of my inner lid, and I'm going to wet it this again. Okay. Oh, let me pick this one up. It'll just be easier. That's pretty. My brush is still wet, so I just dip back into the palette because I don't think I need to spray it again. It actually looks more intense on this side than it does on that side. Let me see. There we go. That's actually really pretty. I'm now going to take just a little bit more of that green and just marry that together, just so there's not like a line showing where I started one shade and then the other, just to kind of help them blend together more naturally. All right, lower lash line. Should I use the burgundy or should I go in? You know what? I'm thinking I'm going to go in with this shade and blend it out and then take a little bit of that and a little bit of that. Yeah, and then we'll pop this in my outer corner. So let me grab a little blush, a little blush. And this is a Rougher 3. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to kind of do it a little bit backwards. I'm going to take this sort of metallic-y shade in my outer corner. It'll fall out on my nose, but I'll get that in a minute. Right there. And you see what I mean? How that kind of blends out really nicely, almost like a satin or a matte. It's so pretty. And then we're going to take the matte green. I'm just going to kind of marry those two a little bit. Does anybody else find that they're like super intense on one eye when they do their lower lash line, and then the other eye you're like super light-handed? That's usually how it goes. Like I usually do my right eye first, and then when by the time I get to my left eye, it's like, oh, I don't know why. Let me wet this. It's just so quite fall out. This is the green metallic, which I'm just going to layer a bit over that green matte. I think I got a little shimmer there, touched my eye with my finger, I think. Oopsie. Alright, I'm going to go in with this shade. Again, I'm going to wet my brush again, just so it stays. This one is a bit more on the flaky side. Let's pop that in the corner there. There we go. Alright, let me wipe away some of this I'll fall out that I have. I want to go in just a little bit more with the green. I want to just bring that up just a little bit more. Yeah, that's what I'm looking to do there. Let's do some a little bit more, a little bit more. That's super pretty. I really love that. Yay! All right, I think I'm going to put an eyeliner on. Maybe a green one? I don't have one here. I only grabbed a liquid liner because I thought I was going to do a more like soft look. I don't know why I thought that. Like I don't know myself. You know, like who do you think you are, Mary? Yeah, I think I'm going to grab a green liner. And we all know that I have enough green liners to choose from. Hold Paula. All right, so I grabbed my House Labs pencil in Grime. And this I feel like it's a just slightly different green, but I think it'll be a nice contrast to what I've got going on. There we go. And bring it up just a little here. That's pretty. I'm happy with that. All right, let's do mascara. And I have a tiny little baby mascara. This is a sample that I've been using, and it's the Chanel Le Volume. This I've been enjoying as sort of like an everyday mascara. It doesn't have a lot of like, you're not going to get, thank you, truck, thank you. You're not going to get a ton of like, you know, how do I put it? You're not going to get really dramatic, oh my gosh, are those falsies type of lashes with this mascara, but it's a nice sort of everyday mascara, and I found myself, I've been reaching for it quite a bit. I don't think I'd buy it, like a full size of it though, to be quite honest. I feel like you could probably replicate this formula with like a drugstore foundation. You don't need a Chanel foundation to get this kind of vibe, you know? But I have it. I got it in an order, and I want to use it. I want to try it. See what the formula is, you know? I usually put a primer on my lashes, but I just couldn't be bothered today, so we're just going in. We're just going in, guys. On the bottom. And there's a lot of product on here, which is why I'm not like dipping in twice, because there's a lot of product on this brush. A lot of product. I'm just using all of that up instead of dipping in twice. Excuse my chair. That was not me, that was a chair. All right, that works. Okay. Do I need highlighter, guys? I don't think I do. I love how glowy my skin actually looks. I think putting this on before that foundation was a good idea. And then, of course, I have all cream products and I haven't set my face, so that helps too. All right, let's go in with lipstick. And I have a newish lipstick. I bought this a while ago and I've just swatched it on my hand. I haven't actually worn it. So this Milani lipstick in, I believe it's called Teddy Bear. Isn't that pretty? I think that'll be a nice little contrast to this. It's a nice little brown neutral. I'm gonna go in with, where did I get it? One of my OG favorite lip pencils, which is, and I should have sharpened this, but what else? This is the shade BFF3. I'm just gonna apply that. What I look like here. Does anybody else's pencils do this? The ColourPop pencils are notorious for like sliding down into the pencil shaft, and it's really annoying. But I still love the pencils, so I still use them. Let's swirl that out of it. Okay. And the formula of this kind of has like a balmy texture to it. And I'll swatch it on my hand so you guys can see what that looks like. Isn't that pretty? But it has like a very balmy texture, and it has It smells like candy. It smells like taffy or something like that, like some kind of like old school candy. That's pretty. Yeah, it has a very it feels like a balm. It has like this really sort of like nourishing, moisturizing feel to it, which I really like. And that shade is really pretty. I thought it would be, when I purchased it, I got this online, ordered this online from Ulta. I thought it would be a little bit more, a little bit deeper than this and a little bit more on the cool side, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. All right, guys, this is the finished look. What do you think? I'm really loving it. I love the eyes. This palette, she's a banger, y'all. She's a banger. I have not been disappointed any of the times that I've used it, and this is so pretty. It doesn't match what I'm wearing. I'm wearing like a pink sweater. But that's okay. That's okay. You know, you don't have to do matchy match all the time. Yeah, I keep staring at myself in the mirror because I'm like, hey girl, what's up? You're cute. But yeah, this, I'm gonna wear this the rest of the day. It's not early by any means. Let me look at my phone here. What time is it? It's 11:25, so it's definitely not early. And I usually take my makeup off a couple hours before bed. I'm not one to sit around and make up till like 11 o'clock at night. Like, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. So what I will probably do is come back and put something in like a pinned comment just to let you guys know how this wore. This is kind of like a second impression, kind of, sort of. But I like the finish of it. I think the reason why I like it more now than the first time I wore it is because of the fact that I didn't set my face today. When I used it the first time, I set my face and it felt very heavy. So I think this is one of those foundations that work best when you don't set it. And I'm just feeling my skin to see how it feels. It doesn't feel overly tacky. It doesn't feel super set down. It doesn't feel dry, but it doesn't feel super tacky either. It's kind of a in between. Yeah. And my cheeks don't feel super tacky either. They feel a little bit dewy because, again, I have cream products on and I haven't set my face. So they feel a little softer to the touch, not as, dried down. But I'm not mad at it. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Do you like this look? And are you interested in this foundation now? I bought this on a whim. I was like, let me try it. Maybe I'll review it on the channel. Bought this like in November and it's just sort of been sitting. I tried it once and it's just been sitting in my drawer. So yeah, let me know. What do you think of this look? And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.